Hi, I'm Joe Crabtree, and in this lesson I'm going to break down this insane Vinnie Colaiuta lick. Okay, so if you want to be able to play this up to speed, or at least close to speed, there are some prerequisites, and they are the ability to play paradiddles pretty fast. So I reckon you're talking 210 BPM you need to be able to play paradiddles. So this is a 210 BPM click with 8-note subdivision. So you need to be able to do this. Okay, if you have a gold pass, then you can check out for free the lesson on paradiddle speed. I'll link to that lesson if you want to check it out. You'll also need to be able to play paradiddle diddles at a similar kind of tempo, and you'll need to be able to play the alternating hand-foot singles, which is basically right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Oh, and you're going to need a double pedal. So that sounds like this. Okay, so there are some tricks to learning that as well. And again, if you have a gold pass, the lesson about learning that is free. I'll link to the lesson if you want to check it out. So they're kind of the tools that you're going to need to be able to play this solo up to speed. If you want to just learn the thing and play it at a slower tempo, then you just have to be able to play those things more slowly. The bonus material for this lesson shows how I transcribed this. It wasn't actually that difficult to transcribe because I had a video of it and I could see what Vinnie was playing in terms of the stickings. YouTube has a button that lets you slow down the video, and that was helpful. I actually had to put it into Final Cut though in order to synchronize it, the picture and the sound properly. But basically, check out the bonus lesson for how I transcribed it and figured out where it started, which was actually a challenge. We both have the transcription, and we need a way of memorizing this and learning to play it, because you're not going to sight read all of these stickings and all these notes. That's crazy. So we got to figure out, we got to get inside Vinnie's head and get an idea of how he might have been thinking of this. So I'm going to show you a few ways that I approached this, and we'll work through them and gradually work our way towards being able to play this solo. The first thing I did was I looked at the transcription that I'd written and figured out what drumming words were included in there. So by a drumming word, I mean like a lick, a short lick, like a paradiddle or a paradiddle diddle. And basically this solo, or this 8-bar solo, is comprised of paradiddles, paradiddle diddles, and then some double strokes with the double bass drum. And then that train beat, foot right, foot left thing at the end. So there's actually not that much to it. So you can work on your paradiddle and paradiddle diddle speed on a practice pad. Like I said, check out those lessons for more information on that. And you can work on them on the kit as well. So let's just do a paradiddle. We're going to accent the first note of the paradiddle, so right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And we're going to practice playing the accents on the toms, so like this. So basically just paradiddles between the toms, see what kind of a speed you can whip that up to. So the lesson on paradiddle speed will help with that, but that's fairly easy once you've got your paradiddles feeling comfortable. Then do the same thing with paradiddle diddles. So that's right, left, right, right, left, left. And that rudiment doesn't change lead limb. So right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, or left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right. And the left-hand lead ones are important here because left-hand lead things are more prominent in this solo than right-hand lead things, which is one of the things I think is kind of cool about it. So let's do left-hand lead paradiddle diddles, start on the snare drum, and then move the accents onto the toms. Okay, so we're just getting used to that sticking and getting comfortable with that drumming word. So paradiddles and paradiddle diddles, right? They're the basic drumming words of this solo. So the next thing we're going to look at is we're going to use the double kick pedal. You can try this on a single kick pedal. It'll be pretty tough, and if you play it between the kick and the hi-hat, it will sound weird. So I'll demonstrate those two things so you see what you can hear what they sound like. But essentially, for me, the interesting part about these double kick things is you'd have two bass drum notes, and then you'd have two accented notes with the hands. But whereas I would probably normally play right, left, foot, foot, these examples are left, right, foot, foot, or foot, foot, left, right. So these are the next drumming words we want to work on. So we'll work on foot, foot, left, right. Okay, that was getting a little bit messy at the end, but try and have those notes all be nice and loud. That's what makes this work, is the fact that there's the double pedal, so both of those bass drum notes are very clear and even. If we try and play that with a single pedal, it's going to sound more like this. Okay, I'd struggle to get it much faster than that. My right foot doubles aren't that great. And if you play between the kick and the hi-hat, it would sound like this. Okay, starts to sound a little bit weird when it gets faster. So a double kick pedal is ideal for this situation, but they are your other options. Now we're going to combine that foot, foot, left, right with a foot, foot, left, right, left, left. So this is used a lot in this little solo thing. So it's foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. So if you think in terms of 16th notes, because these are written as 32nd notes. So foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. That's 5 16th notes of a pattern. And this is a very Vinnie thing to do, playing groups of 5 in 16ths to make a more interesting phrasing. So essentially, if we thought of the 16th note version of that, so we took out every offbeat 32nd note, you would have foot, left, foot, left, left. And if I'll play the hi-hat on the quarter notes. So this is 16th notes, 1, E, and A, 2. That's 5/16 notes. So that is a good exercise to work on with the counting. 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana, 4 iana, 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana, 4 iana, 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana, 4 iana, 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana. So I'm thinking of the left hand. 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana, 4 iana, 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana, 4 iana. So we've got these 5-note groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you count those however you like, but basically that's what's happening is you've got groups of 5/16 over a 4/4 pattern. The thing to think about when we're playing the 16th note version is that we're going to be going, when we add all the 32nd notes in, we're going to be going foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. Okay, so look at the first 2 lefts in that pattern. Foot, foot, left, that's an accent. So foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left is another accent. Right, left, left. So we can be efficient here by playing that first left as a full stroke, which means that we come back to the starting point. So foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left, foot, foot, left, full stroke, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. And this is one of the things that will allow you to play this much faster and more easily. Okay, so the difference that what we tend to do is because we're not thinking ahead as to what the next left-hand note is going to be, we'd go foot, foot, left, right, and we'd stay down here with the left hand, and then foot, foot, oh, we've got to play another left hand. So we've killed the bounce, and now we've got to lift the stick all the way up again. So that's wasted energy. So think about, you've got a basketball, and you start with it here, and you want 2 big bounces, right? It doesn't make sense to throw it to the ground and then stop it from bouncing up, and then pick it up and start over again. It makes much more sense to go bump, bump, to let it bounce up, and then it's ready to go again. That's what we're talking about here. So to demonstrate that, you should try this because it's a kind of eye-opener if you've not thought about it before. But if I go foot, left, left, right? That's going to be the pattern repeated. Okay, so that was with the full strokes, and now try and do the same thing, but playing a downstroke, so foot left and kill the bounce down here, and then lift it up. You see the difference? Okay, so I'll play with those downstrokes, and I will try and speed it up, okay? And then you should do this, and you'll feel that there comes a point at which it starts to be difficult. That's about as fast as I can go if I'm killing the strokes every time. Now if I play the full stroke version, so foot left, bounce right up, foot left, left, foot left, foot left, left, foot left. And I'm after that second left, so the third left, the quiet one. So we've foot left, and then we've got the quiet one, and then I'm preparing for the loud one again. So the left-hand part is going full, down, up. Foot left, left, foot left, left, foot left, left, foot left, left. Okay, so I'm not sure how the speed's compared, but that feels a lot easier. It'll take a while to get the motion to feel natural, but it's way more efficient. Okay, it's going to be much easier to get this up to speed. So that's something worth thinking about, is the efficiency of the stickings in these patterns. Now let's turn that 5-note lick into a 10-note, 30-second note lick by adding back the notes in the middle. So first of all, we've got a second kick after the first one. So kick, kick, and then we have left, right, and then left, right again, left, left. So I'll play the 16th note version, which is just the foot and the left hand, and then I'll add in the 30-second notes. And let's do this to a click. Okay, so I want you to notice a few things there. One of them is that I probably wasn't playing all full strokes with the left hand there, because adding in all these extra notes made it a whole lot more to think about. And what tends to happen when you are focusing on more details is that you forget about some of the other things that were not necessarily natural for you. So I probably ended up going foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left, foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. And then sometime into that, I probably started to put the full strokes in because I thought about it. But write down on a piece of paper, efficient strokes, brackets, full strokes, because they're the ones that you want to think about. Whenever you've got 2 accents in a row, you want to use full strokes. Now, what I actually played then doesn't appear in the pattern, in this solo, because when this sticking occurs, that second right is a ghost note, so it's part of the paradiddle. So actually we go foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left, foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. So that means that the right hand stroke does want to be a downstroke, foot, foot, left, right, kill it down here, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. Now the way I was playing it, where I was playing foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left, I should have been playing full strokes with the right hand as well if you wanted to get that up to speed. Okay, with full strokes. Full, 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 full. So you would use the rebound of the drum to prepare for the next accent. Still, this is fresh to me, but basically that's how you would get that up to speed, is by using the full strokes. Okay, so now let's go to the sticking that's actually in here. So foot, foot, left, right. So that's a foot, foot, full, down, foot, foot, down, tap, tap, up. See how easy it is, even for me, to end up playing a downstroke with the left hand. So what I'm thinking when I'm trying to get this right is foot, foot, left, right. I want this left hand to be up here, ready for that next accent. Okay, so that's not actually that difficult to play using the efficient stickings, but if you're killing that first stroke, I know I'm going on about this, but this is really a major key to being able to play this and play anything really with ease, because you're utilizing the bounce of the drum to give you the preparation. So it basically makes everything a lot easier. So really check that you're doing that and video yourself if you can, and then you can watch it back and focus in on after the fact. But basically, if you can get that down, that's a big part of this little solo. Okay, now you've got that down, and you can play fast paradiddles and you can play fast paradiddle diddles, and you can do the train four-way single stroke roll thing that I talked about. So like I said, check out those other videos if you need to work on those. Then you're pretty much ready to play this solo. You've got the tools required. So the next thing we got to do is find a way of memorizing how this goes, okay? So what I did with this was I, first of all, looked at it and I thought, there's no way that Vinnie's thinking about every one of those 30-second notes. He's thinking in terms of these drumming words and these licks. And he's also probably not even really paying that much attention to the quiet parts of those licks. He's playing a phrase. So the phrase is the accents. So what I did was, first of all, I took out every other 30-second note, and so I could see what this pattern would look like if it was just the 16th note parts of it. So basically, if you take that transcription and cross out all of the 30-second notes, as in the offbeat ones, then you end up with a 16th note pattern, which looks weird with the stickings because you have a lot of left, 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 you know, hands following each other. But you can then see the kind of structure of where your hands are going to have to go for the accents and things. And then I took it even further and got rid of the bass drums and the ghost notes and left just the accents. Okay, so this is basically the phrase that is going to speak out above this flurry of notes. And then what I did was wrote those accents out and split the hands between the snare drum for the left hand and the floor tom with the right hand. And what this allowed me to do was just get into playing this pattern with accents with the hands and start to hear this accent pattern, okay? So the reason that I split it between snare drum and floor tom is in the actual pattern, both hands play the snare drum and the first tom, and the right hand plays the floor tom, but it's difficult to hear which hand is playing what. So the first thing that I did was to practice this phrasing. So if we look at it, it actually starts on the and of beat 4. This was one of the difficulties with the transcribing part of it, which you'll see in that bonus video, that you couldn't tell on the video where it started, where the 1 was. So I didn't know where the 1 was until I transcribed the whole thing and figured out where it ended and put it in place. So basically it starts on the and of 4 with the start of a paradiddle. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, digga digga. That's how it starts. So here we've got just a right hand on the floor tom to indicate that it's a right hand accent. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the first part. And then we have 1 E and A with the left hand on the snare drum. And then 2 E and A with the right hand coming on the floor tom. So this middle part of this bar, I would say, is the hardest in terms of reading the notation. I'll write in the E's and the A's and things above. But if you look at beat 2, so beat 2 starts with the 16th note rest, so 2 is a bracketed thing, we're not hearing that. So 1E and A2E is the left hand, and that's an 8th note, so that takes up the E and the and then the A is with the right hand on the floor tom. So the first 2 beats are 1E and A, 2E and A, okay? And then beat 3 starts, this is the most deceptive, this starts with a single 16th note rest, so there's nothing on the count of 3, but that left, which is a dotted 8th, that means it lasts for 3 16th notes, that comes on the E of beat 3. Even though it looks like it's all the way over to the right, that left and the right before it are really close together. That's basically the A of 2, 2E and A3E, 2E and A3E. That's those 2 notes. They're close together even though on the score they're spread apart. It's one of the things about reading music. So if you can read music, you know what I'm talking about. But even when I came to practice this, it was throwing me off a little bit that they were spaced so far out. So don't let that throw you off. And if you need some help with reading music, I'll link to a lesson I've got about reading music if you're a drummer and you don't need any knowledge of reading before you start with that. So this first line, we've got 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. Okay? 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. So I'm going to play that 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. So the thing that I'm really focusing on there is making sure that middle part of the bar is accurate. And then I think of 4 and as my kind of, that's when I come home and it's easy. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. That's something I can lock onto as a kind of a landmark. So then let's look at the second bar. So here we have 1E and A, 2E and A, and then 3E and A, 4E and A. So to a click, 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A, 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. Okay, so this is groups of 5. So 1E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll see when we come to put the whole thing together, that is that lick that we worked on, which I said was 5/16 long. Foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. That's what's going on here. Foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left, foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left, foot, foot, left, right, foot, foot, left, right, left, left. They're the left hands that you're seeing here. So 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. So again, with the reading, just beware that these notes in the middle, the A of 2 and the E of 3, they sound very close together when you're playing them, but they look far apart on the score just because of the way that Cubase has output this notation. So just keep that in mind because it could be easy to get confused. So that line is actually quite easy because it's all left hands and it's this repeating 1E and A, 2E, A, 3E and A, 4E and. It's got a nice kind of feel to it. Okay, so line 3 starts to get easier again here. We have left, right, left, right, left, left, left. So 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. So that's easy. 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. All right, that's an easy one. And then the final line looks very notey, but this is actually pretty easy as well. So it starts with a rest. So we've got 1 and then we've got E on the floor tom. And if you look at the right hand notes, they're mainly down on the floor tom. I didn't write these snare and floor tom. I wrote out the actual pattern that he plays because it's useful to get this into your head. So basically what happens is, if you keep the right hand on the floor tom, and that's going to be on all the E's and the A's. So 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. And then we've got the and starts with the left hand on the high tom. So 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's where we end, 4 on the snare drum. So the left hand is just going boom, 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 ba. So that's easy to remember. So 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4. And then all that changes with the right hand is it kind of follows the left hand up when it goes back up. So 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4. Or that last right is actually on the mid tom. So 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4. Okay, so that's just a pattern to remember, but think about it with the left hand. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I can't actually remember what the right hand did on these toms at the end, but it doesn't really matter. It's just as long as you get the right number of notes and this left hand's going down and up, then that's what's going on there. So that is the whole thing with the hand split between the snare and the tom. So you want to spend some time working through playing these just to get comfortable with those hands playing those accents and gradually increase the tempo. And what I will do is I'll include a MP3 play along at different tempos, which will just be those accents played between the snare and the floor tom, exactly what you see written here. And it's good to just listen to those and start to think, okay, that's where it starts. There's bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, and get those accent patterns in your head. So let's just try speeding this up a little bit. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So it's going to start on the and on the floor tom. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E. Okay, and then I missed the E of 2 already. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, so that's the first 2 bars. So the lead in and bar 1. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Again, 2, 3, 4 and 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, so I'm going to leave in that last little bit of me playing that wrong. And the reason that I've done that is I'm hoping that as I was playing it, you were looking at it and going, wait a minute, he's screwing that up. If not, then the lesson here is don't always believe everything I say. You know, if somebody in a position of authority because they've got a video lesson or a book or something tells you something, don't necessarily believe that they're right and you're wrong, especially if you're questioning it. So if you didn't spot it, what I was doing was missing out one of the left hands, and I was ending on beat 4, so I was going 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4, which is totally wrong. What it should be is 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Told you that that music was confusing for me to read. I haven't written the E's and A's on my piece of music. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that. So we want to get this right, because otherwise we're going to be practicing the wrong rhythm, and that's going to make everything much more difficult later on. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So I told you that my kind of home thing was the 4 and then I completely forgot about it and didn't play it. So now with that written on, we have 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. Much better. So really the trickiest bit in terms of the phrasing for this whole little solo thing is the E of beat 3 on that second line. It just feels awkward to play. It's a weird phrasing. So make sure, I'm pretty sure that's right now. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and. Okay, so get that in your head. And then I'll move on to the next line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that line 3 starts on the and, so I know there's space between that final and, the final and of line 2 and the and of line 3. I know I've got a bit of space there. And then I start that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start that on the and of beat 2 on line 3. And then line 3 is easy to read, and line 4 we're done. So I'm going to go through and play this at that speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so if you can get familiar with that, it's going to start to sound musical. To begin with, it's going to sound like random notes, but you play this over and over again, or listen to the MP3 over and over again, it's going to start to sound a little bit like a melodic rhythm. So I'm going to put the tempo up to 100, so the whole thing's at 120 when it's played properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then 120, just to see what it will sound like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that is just the accented part with the hands split between the snare and the floor tom. So if you can play that enough times and get comfortable with that, you're going to start to hear the rhythmic phrasing that's going to be present in the final thing. So now what we're going to do is take those same accents but play them on the correct drums. So the sticking is going to be the same. That's why we split it up, so we could hear what was left hand and what was right hand. But the actual implementation of this is a little bit different. So it starts on the snare, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So the first right hand in that bar, instead of being on the floor tom, is up on this tom. And then we have this weird thing where the left hand is also on that tom, and then we've got snare, tom. So in terms of the right hand, the very first one at the end of the bar 1 is on the snare instead of the floor tom. And then in bar 2, both right hands are up on this tom, and one of the left hands is up on this tom. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So again, that's going to be the trickiest part. Doom da boom. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So the temptation there, because you know what the rhythm is, might be to play that right hand, that left snare note, which is beat 4, with the right hand. But basically, think about keeping your right hand up on here for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So that's going to go left, left, right. Okay, that's the first bar. Second, bar 3, I should say, is easy because it's all left hand on this tom. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, simple. Bar 3, we're going to go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So again, pretty easy. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So just think at the end, snare, tom, snare with that left hand. And then the final bar we've already played. So I'll play this at 80 BPM. I'm questioning whether I was playing the rhythm correctly when I did line 2 again. I hope I was. If not, I hope you caught me out with it again. My brain is starting to fry here. Yours probably is too. I want you to get the idea that this isn't easy. These are kind of weird rhythms and they're not ours. We're stealing them from Vinnie. So the idea with this is gradually speed up the speed that you can play this and hear that melody. So I'm going to put this at 100 BPM. Take as long as you need to get up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So really work your way up to this and get comfortable with that pattern, get that accented pattern in your head, and then the melody with the correct toms. And then we move on to putting the 30-second notes back in. So now you know the melody. I'm going to play this at 70 BPM, and I want you to see if you can hear the melody that we were playing. So what I'll do is I'll actually play once through with just that accented melody that we've just been working on, and then I will play the full solo pattern with all of the notes in. And I want you to see if you can hear the accented melody as we do this.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and.
Okay, now in all honesty, I did about 16 takes of the whole thing before I got it right. It's a lot to think about, but you should at this point, with those drumming words that we learned and the phrasing in your head, be able to just sit down and work your way through putting that together. The one thing that I'm going to point out here is it's all paradiddles and paradiddle diddles except for the very last group of 6, which starts on the and of beat 4 and line 4. There, instead of left, right, right, it's left, right, left foot. because basically we're leading into this hand to foot thing. So that very last snare on the with the left hand is left, right, and then beat one of the next bars, a quiet left, and then we bring in the foot and then the tom. So that line, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fact that it's that sticking actually leads into that hand-foot thing really nicely. It would be very difficult to do with a double in there. So I hope this isn't too overwhelming. And I know I've spent a long time on the really sort of simple bits and then not so much time on this thing, but really there's not that much to this apart from looking at what the bits are. We've got the paradiddles and then the foot-foot paradiddles and foot-foot paradiddle-diddles. And if you work on each of those bits individually, this goes together pretty nicely. And the hard bit for me was remembering the order that things came in and basically breaking it down to that rhythm. So hearing the phrasing is what made it easy. So I'm going to do this at 90. So I'll give you the rhythm and then I'll try and play the whole thing. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1.
It's a lot to think about. But like I said, the phrasing is really what I'm focusing on with this, and knowing where those bass drums are. Most of them, like in most of those double bass drum things, come in line 3, and that's that drum word that we worked on, just repeated. In the first bar, you've kind of got the same thing. So really, it's just combinations of those things and knowing where to go with your hands, getting that melody in your head. So I really hope that this lesson has been useful. I know it's been long, but I hope you have got an insight into how this process works. And you can obviously steal lots of elements of this. Even just the idea of starting like an 8-bar solo on the and of the previous bar is kind of cool. If you had a groove, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and do, normally you would start on the 1, do, da, do, da, do, brr, 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 brr. And here we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, brr, dun, 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 dun. And basically that makes it harder for me to transcribe when a clip only has 2 seconds, or not even, like half a second of lead in, so you've no idea where the 1 was in the song. Anyway, that's it. That's the breakdown of this Vinnie lick. Go away, practice it, and if you get it down, then put your video up and send me a link. I would love to see it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.